Hey YouTubers, so I just finished taking a virtual ballet class. It is March 21st and we're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Everybody's, kind of on lockdown or quarantine. We're all stuck inside. We're not supposed to go out unless it is essential. So the dance world has been trying their best to somehow stay in shape, even with our ballet classes and rehearsals and performances and gigs and everything being canceled. But I guess one little good thing that happened to me recently was this company called Chirp. They were like, hey, we like you and we like your content. Can we send you a wheel to try out? And can you do a product review? And I was like, okay. Well, first, I was like, I was worried, is this a stupid, pyramid scheme thing that I gotta get sucked into and make a post, once a week, X amount of times a month, or else I lose my status or benefits or whatever? Do I have to go annoying people about this product and be in their face about it all the time? And they were like, no, we send you your free wheel, no strings attached. You post about it when you want to. Most people just do it once a month. And then, if any of your viewers or followers want to buy the wheel or try the wheel, they can use a link. I get a special link. And I think they kick a few dollars my way for every sale that is made using my link. So that's kind of cool. I'm kind of getting popular-ish enough on YouTube that other companies are asking me to review their products, and if it works and people want to buy this thing for their own, the company gives me a little kickback. So we're making progress and getting closer to the goal of other people paying me to do things for them instead of me trying to extract money and donations out of my viewers, because I'm not out to take your money. I'm not out to make you guys broke. I just want ballet to be easy and accessible for you. I want to get, popular enough that other companies that can afford to pay me. So this does still depend on me selling the product, but if you use my link, I get a kickback, and you know me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I am the salty sugar plum, so I'm gonna be brutally honest. If I love it, I'll tell you. If I hate it, I'll tell you. So I'm going to start this video with an unboxing. So Steve, can you hand me the Chirp box? Here it is. I actually received it a couple days ago, and I really wanted to open it. I wanted to open it the day I got it and try it out, but I was like, no, I gotta wait until it's on camera, and I gotta show everybody the unboxing video. So the tape is still on. I have not opened it yet, and the timing of this is kind of lousy because I really wanted to try this while I was rehearsing. So we were rehearsing for our March shows with my company, and they unfortunately got canceled because of the coronavirus scare. Everybody wanted to shut down everything, avoid social gatherings, avoid performances. So all these venues and theaters were shutting down and canceling their performances. So I might make another video again in the future because, number one, there's this particular thing that I do in the choreography for our show where my back just bends in half backwards. Somebody is lowering me down like a noodle while I'm in a back bend, and that makes my back very sore. As most of you know, I am usually very flexible, very noodly. I usually have quite a loose back, so I don't necessarily need a lot of babying for my back, but when I do that piece, when I do that choreography, oh boy, do I need it. I really need it. And also, I wanted some of my other colleagues, coworkers, other dancers, I want some of the other dancers to try it. I want to see how they feel. And I got 3 different sized wheels. I got a big one that's supposedly the most gentle. I got a medium-sized one, which is the most popular. And then I got a small one, which is supposed to be like the deepest, like deep tissue, like most direct pressure. So I'm just curious to see how it feels on my back in relation to how it feels on the other dancers. Every person's body has different needs. We all have different aches and pains. Some of the other dancers go to chiropractors and swear by the chiropractors, giving them adjustments. I've never been to a chiropractor. I'll go to a massage therapist, and she kind of gets all the tightness out of my back. So I want to see how this wheel compares. And I might drag Steve over and see what Steve thinks of it, because even though he's not super athletic every day, he is prone to his back hurting him. He does sometimes pull a back muscle, throw out his back. He gets like a little twinge now and then. So we're gonna see how the average pedestrian feels about the wheel as well. So here we go, unboxing time. Okay, so it comes with a little instruction card. That's cool. Oh wow, it's not just for your back. The small wheel you can put behind your chair as like a lumbar support, and you can use it on your hamstrings, like butt hamstrings. That should be really useful because my legs hurt me more than my back does. So this is the deep tissue wheel. It is the smallest, and if I had to only pick one, even just going in blind, if I had to only pick one, I would probably pick this one because I want a deep massage. I don't want no nice little gentle pet. I want something that can go deep. But since this is the most like advanced wheel, the deepest, I think we'll save this one for last. I'm going to start with the largest, most gentle one, and then work my way to this one, and to see how they compare. So this is the medium one, and it feels, I guess this is better than doing a foam roller because, first of all, I can put all my weight on this wheel, and it's not bending, it's not giving. A foam roller, if you put all your weight on it, if you like sit a fat person on a foam roller, it's just gonna squish. And it's just gonna be like sinking into a mattress. My foam roller doesn't have a groove for the spine. Here we go. So foam roller does not have a groove for the spine, so whenever I try to use a foam roller, and me particularly, and my spine does kind of stick out of my back quite a bit, if I use a regular foam roller, I feel like my spine is sticking out and just taking like the brunt of the pressure. My spine is just in the way. It's like my spine is sticking out and all the pressure is going on my spine instead of going on the side muscles and under the shoulder blades, which is really where I want it to go. So I'm interested to see how it's going to feel. This is the biggest one, supposedly the most gentle. And if you go on Chirp's website, they have like this, cute informational video, and every person that does it, you hear cracks, like snap, crackle, pop. It's supposed to help crack your back. I can never crack my back. I don't know if it's because I'm too loose, too noodly, too flexible, but it's I am so envious of the people that can just go crack, 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 because I feel like I want that to happen, but it never happens. So if I can get any kind of pop or crack sound out of these wheels, bonus points. That will be very, very cool. So let's see. First time users. We have some instructions. First time users. Let me roll my sweaty rubber pants down a little bit. Okay. Sit on the ground with your knees bent, feet firmly on the ground. Place the Chirp wheel against your back while holding onto the wheel Gently lie back, relax, stay in this position for 3 minutes. So this feels like a cambrai back. It feels like a cambrai back in the upper back. Like your ballet teachers tell you, don't bend from the lower back, bend from the upper back. It is comfortable. It's weird though. This is a sensation that I've never felt on my back before. This is a position that my back has never done before. Let's pretend 3 minutes is up. Rest your upper back on top of the wheel with it between your shoulder blades, still holding on to the wheel. Raise your glutes off the floor and stay in this position for another 3 minutes. Okay, so all we're doing is lifting our butt up and... Okay, so it's been 3 minutes. I'm relaxed, except for my neck. Begin to roll back by bending and straightening your legs. Ooh, I just felt a little crack. It wasn't loud, but it was like, kick. I just felt a little crack. Okay, so begin to roll back by bending and straightening your legs. It will be a forward-backward motion. For a deeper stretch, lower the back of your head towards the ground and drop your arms to the floor. Relax, roll out for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Steve, can you get the laptop closer so maybe if I crack more, it'll hear it. It'll pick up the sound of me cracking. Oh, yeah, it's getting something. I'm not sure what that cracking is, and I don't even know. Oops, there it is. Hold on. Do you hear that?
Is that you or the ball or the wheel?
The crack?
Yeah, that knocking sound.
That's my fascia, muscles, ligaments. That's my anatomy making that crack sound. That?
That's you?
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Oop.
That little click?
Yeah.
Click. What is that?
I don't know.
So that was cool. I don't know what is clicking in my back. Do we want Steve to try it?
No.
Yeah. So let's see what Steve thinks.
Well, it's pretty hard plastic. So this is like a yoga mat, right? This feels like one of those real squishy, firm yoga mats. That's what this material is like. The only difference...
It's like squishy bread.
Yeah.
Like a potato roll.
The difference with this is that it's not just a flat mat. It's got this groove for your spine, which may be the reason why Victoria's spine cracked, and it's probably going to be the reason why my spine breaks. But we'll see.
It says to start out with your hands on the wheel for support or balance, but as you relax more, let your arms flop out to the side. And just push and see what feels good.
Oh, yeah, this part is cool, like where your thing was cracking. Yeah. Me in particular, like, I don't really have a good lower back, so doing it kind of hurts. That's the area that always, like, I throw out. But this, I don't feel like I'm going to throw out my back. I just feel like I'm getting the stretch of my life, which I'm not used to. I throw out my back occasionally, maybe once a year I'll throw it out. And right before it gets thrown out, I know when it's going to happen. So if I feel it doing that thing it does right before it gets thrown out, then I just stop whatever I'm doing and kind of just like slowly stand up. So I was afraid that doing this was going to give me that sensation. I'm about to throw out my back, but it didn't. It just stretches it real hardcore. So if you're the type of person that needs like a real good stretch, or especially you're like me, who has no flexibility whatsoever in their back. This isn't bad. I'm gonna try to put my head down. Oh God. Ah! Oh!
I don't know.
Oh boy, hang on.
Okay.
I'm gonna like relax all of this. I'm just gonna relax and just all I'm gonna do is activate my legs. I might scream, but here we go. Ready?
I don't know if you're supposed to throw your head back that
You're not?
far.
I'm just
Here,
relaxing
Look at
neck.
the little people up here.
Yeah, I don't see any next things. Well, I'm living
New
life on the
exercise.
edge. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. Okay, I just want to see. I'm literally relaxing everything from my torso up, and I'm only activating my legs. I'm gonna pretend like I'm dead. Ready? Oh! Ow!
So now we're trying the medium wheel, which is supposedly the more popular one, or I guess just because it's in the middle, it's like average. So it's like if you're going to try one, try the middle one first. Not too soft, not too hard, just right. I guess this is the Goldilocks zone, Goldilocks wheel. I'm just going to do the same thing and see if it targets anywhere else in my back, if anything else cracks, or if it's a different sensation altogether. I feel like a ferret, where you just take a ferret and just lay it over the wheel, and it's like, okay, now what? I'm popping in the same spot, which I guess just must be like a tight spot in my back.
Does the popping feel good?
The popping just feels like a shift, like something is just like, excuse me, pardon me.
So it's not like a crack, a chiropractic.
No,
crack.
it's not skeletal. I think it's soft tissue. It can't be skeletal because then it would just be one and done.
Yeah.
It's got to be soft tissue, just like shifting around. The only thing that's different about this is that I'm feeling, even though the wheel is not necessarily narrower, it just feels like it's getting deeper between my shoulder blades. So it's like now I'm feeling more of like a diggy kind of feeling like under my shoulder blades. Let me see if I put my arms to the side. Just wish I had a little hammock to hold my head because I have such a weak neck. Yeah, so this one, it's very, very similar. It just feels, at least if my arms are up here supporting my head, I feel it like really get into my shoulder blades more than the big one did. What does Steve think?
This one's actually a little easier for me, to be honest. Like even though the bigger one is supposed to be the most gentle, this one does seem a little bit more gentle for me. Only because like it's working a more narrow area of my back, and therefore I'm not having to bend my back over a longer piece. It's a smaller piece, so I feel like I'm not rolling my back over the biggerness of it. I just feel like I'm only going like that a little bit. So it's actually a little bit easier for me.
It's more precise.
Yeah, a little bit more precise. Not as crazy. I'm able to use it on my lower back. It feels good. Yeah, I mean, I would probably, if I had to pick between the two to use, if you told me you had to do this every day, I'd probably want this one. It is nice. There's all of the feeling for me is on the sides of my spine. All of the feeling is like here. I don't feel a grinding on my bones of my spine, which is really nice. You don't feel like a you don't feel the
vertebra.
You don't feel the perturbations, the
protrusions.
You don't feel the protrusions of your vertebra poking into anything. All of the feeling and the sort of the massage is happening like this. It really is just on the sides. Yeah, it's nice. I'm also probably a little bit warmer now since I warmed up on the big one, so keep that in mind.
Well, baby. This was the one that I was like, oh, if I could only pick one, I think I want the little one because it's supposedly the deepest. And it's also just like the smallest and the most convenient. I could travel with it. So yeah, let's see what this little baby's gonna do. Okay, lower back. I can get it between in my sacrum. That would be nice. Oh, I like that. I like that because, and let me tell you a weird thing about my body. My left leg is longer than my right leg by almost a whole inch. And I do not know if that is just my legs are truly just two different lengths, or if it starts up here, do I have some pulling or tightness in my pelvis and my hip and my back that is gripping my right leg up to make it shorter? I don't know. I've always wondered, is there a way to just straighten out my pelvis? I don't necessarily feel tightness in my lower back, but I do feel tightness in the sacrum where the back connects to the hip joints, this area. And I feel like I can get lower and more precise with this little wheel. What happens if I put it down on my tailbone? I just want to hang out like this. This feels good. I think it's straightening out my pelvis because my legs are in the air and they are the same length. Huh. That's cool. Now I'm gonna exit tailbone sacrum territory and roll back up and see what happens. Ooh, I definitely feel more cracks. 1, 2. I'm getting a consistent 2. 1, 2. Oof. Again, I don't think it's skeletal. Ooh. Okay, so if my arms are up and my shoulder blades are open, this gets real deep. Compared to the other two, I guess because it's so small, it feels like more of a balancing act. It does feel a little less secure than the bigger ones, but I like that I can use this anywhere on my spine. It's small enough that I can target my tailbone. I can get it under my tailbone and my sacrum. I like that it's very, very deep between my shoulder blades. It does something different, I guess, because the other two are just a longer arc and you're kind of more stretched out. It's just more like a stretchy rolly, and this one is more like a stabby rolly. It's I'm gonna target those exact muscles. So this one is more precise and it is deeper. And I think I confirmed my own prediction that if I only had to choose one wheel, I would probably choose this one because I like that I can play with my tailbone and my sacrum and maybe release one side. I can get both legs to work evenly. And I got more cracks. I got more cracks and pops with this one than I did with the other two. And supposedly this one you can use under your legs. So this is nice. And I can target right under the butt muscle too. Let's see what Steve thinks about the mini.
Okay. Whew. Let's see what happens. Well, it's definitely, for me, taking some core work to keep my body up, which I don't have core. My core dissolved long ago. But, it is a little bit harder to balance, I guess, because it's smaller. If you're straight, it's good, but if you start to list, it's going to be a little tough. Or if you don't have a straight spine, which, does anybody really have a really, truly straight spine? I don't know.
I do.
I imagine because the groove of the wheel stays with your spine. If you do have a list in your spine, you might start to go this way, and as you do, you got to kind of compensate by bringing yourself back. I haven't had that issue with any of the other ones. But if you have a good core and you really want to get in there, yeah, this one seems yeah the most strong. Oh. I almost feel like I'm getting a crack though. All right, I'm gonna relax. Let me see what happens. Oh, there's a crack. Yeah, but you didn't hear it over my screaming. Oh boy. Oh yeah, hang on. I'm gonna start here.
Oh, I heard it! I heard a crack!
Oh boy. What do I look like?
You look like you died.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I heard it.
I got a crack out of it.
You might be asking yourself, this little guy is about the same size as a foam roller. So what's the difference? Why use this one over this one? Are there occasions where this one's better, this one's better? What are the differences? I don't know. I mean, I can try. You want me to try this one and see?
Yeah. I want to hear in layman's terms how that is different than this.
This one is much more squishy. I'm sinking into it a lot. It's stabler. It's definitely more stable. I'm not having to compensate. So it's less core work. And honestly, it's less strong. It's more gentle because it's squishier. So I wouldn't call this deep tissue. The Chirp is definitely much more deep tissue, a little bit more intense. And there is a little bit of a balancing and core thing that needs to happen with the Chirp. If you're looking for that extra oomph.
The foam roller is like a Swedish massage, where it's just like nice, just like the bare minimum of like touchy. It mostly feels like a tickle, like you're being pet. It's like petting your cat kind of hard. is what the foam roller feels like. We have foam rollers just like pet the kitty, which is nice. Sometimes you're in the mood for just pet the kitty. But then the Chirp wheels have varying intensities of like, I mean it. I'm not just here to pet you. I'm here to try to fix some stuff. Oh, and I'm still cracking. I'm still getting that little like pop in there. I don't know what it is. So this is just like the big, nice, general, broad, it's like a broad brush stroke massage. You're getting like the all over. So if you're just sore, if you just have general soreness, like a body ache, and no particular muscle that you can name is bothering you, this is probably the best. This is like a stretch. This is like, I'm here to relax you and give you a stretch. The middle one is like, oh, you're hurting? I got you, fam. Here, I'll give you a little massage. This is like when you ask your friend, hey, I'm sore. Can you give me a massage? And they're like, sure. So, they know what they're doing and they're trying to help, but they're not like trained. They're not like targeting specific parts of your anatomy. This guy is the closest to what a massage therapist could do. It's smaller, it's more precise. I can target individual parts of my anatomy. I can get down on my tailbone. I can like wiggle it between my sacrum. I can get pops and cracks out of this more than I can get out of those other two. It is a little trickier to balance on and it is more intense, but if I had to pick one, this one. Now, I do want to revisit these again when I'm rehearsing consistently and when I'm more sore, and I want to ask some of the other dancers what they think and how they would describe it or how they would compare it to their own foam rollers or their massage therapists or how they feel after a visit with their chiropractor. Because right now, we've just been in quarantine. Like, I'm trying to do a few at-home classes, but I'm still mostly being a lazy couch potato. So right now, my back is pretty loose. I want to come back and try again when I'm very tight and sore and stiff. If I do pull a muscle, I want to see how it helps. I actually want to see if I can get Steve to do a little stretchy, a little rolly every day and see if it helps with your back health. Maybe it can prevent him from throwing out his back.
I have to say, just from doing this the last 15 minutes or so, my back feels pretty good.
Yeah? Okay. I hope this was informative. If this sounds like something that you want to try, and if you use my link, Chirp will give me a kickback of like a few bucks. So that's cool. Make other companies pay me instead of me getting you guys to pay me. The link is in the description. It was also popping up multiple times throughout the video, although you can't really copy and paste something in my video, but you know, you could look at it, and copy it, and type it word for word, letter for letter, or copy it from the description below. And I don't know, just overall thoughts. I don't know if I personally would go out of my way to buy this for myself, but the fact that it was like offered, like try this, I would never have guessed how useful or how effective this is.
Do you find that now that you have one, you will use it because of how effective it is?
Yes.
So it's nice that they sent it to you because now you know the power of it, and now that you have one, you're going to use it. If you knew how effective it was from the commercials, you might have been like, "Ooh, I need one of those." Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Chirp is kind of dealing with. The fact that there's giving it to people like Victoria to test and like kind of explain that to you guys is like, you know, nice. So if you feel like your foam roller just isn't doing enough for you, or if you need more of a like therapeutic kind of work on your back,
or if you have a crappy back, like some people just have crappy backs. Like I'm lucky. My back is most of the time not an issue, but there are people where, you know, their back is an issue for them just because they woke up and got out of bed. Like some people are just prone to having sore, tight backs even if they don't do anything to aggravate it. Which is one of the reasons why I said I wanted to try this again when I am sore and tight and like strained from rehearsals or choreography. And I do want to try to introduce this to some of the dancers in my company and see what they think, because no two people have the same spine. So that's Chirp. Look, I found a way to keep my head supported.
Are you filming this?
Yeah. Thank you, Chirp. Get the logo on there. Chirp. Which is a cute name because I love birds.